What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to From the Top Rope with Andrew Crawford. I'm your boy Andrew Crawford, not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And on today's video, today's second video, because this is upload number 2 of 3, we will be talking about the phenomenal, the undisputed final boss and ace of the Bullet Club, the phenomenal, the GOAT of TNA, AJ Styles, and we will be doing a his case for GOAT. Now, what is his case for GOAT? Well, if you're new to the channel, it is where I take a professional wrestler's career, I break it down, and at the end of the video, I say whether I think they belong in the GOAT conversation or not. I have done 5 for individual superstars, and I have done 2 for tag teams. I have done Edge, Undertaker, Austin, Cena, and Chris Jericho. I have done the Dudley Boys and the Usos. I will be doing Edge and Christian and the Hardys for my next tag team videos, but right now we are focused on one man, and that man is phenomenal. But before I get into it, there are 2 things that's got to happen. You got to like, share, and subscribe. I've got to take a sip of this water. Health is wealth in 2026. Let's get into it. So, a little disclaimer before the video starts. Normally, when I do this, I center it on their WWE career. And luckily enough, Jericho, Cena, Edge, Austin, and Taker, that is where they have done most of their work. AJ Styles is a different story. If I only broke down his WWE career, sure, his resume matches up quite nicely with, a lot of other legends. But if we want to talk about AJ Styles, we've got to talk about AJ Styles and what he has done for other promotions around the world. So AJ Styles made his indie debut in '98, got signed to WCW right before they went under in 2001, and then in 2002 started with TNA, Total Nonstop Action, which, if you know me and you know my thoughts on AJ Styles, you know that I think that AJ Styles is the undisputed GOAT of TNA. Like, I don't think there's an argument. I've never thought it. And, honestly, I think that he is one of the best bell-to-bell workers of all time, and I think his TNA stuff really shows it. He is the inaugural, which means he was the first one to hold it, X Division champion. Held it 6 times total, I think. He's a former NWA World Tag Team Champion, TNA World Tag Team Champion, which his NWA tag title runs were basically TNA tag title runs. He is a multi-time TNA World Champion, a former Triple Crown champion with TNA, a Grand Slam champion with TNA. Like, if you talk about AJ Styles, yes, you could stack up his WWE resume and he would still have a spot in the GOAT debate. But you also cannot talk about TNA, or you cannot talk about AJ Styles without talking about TNA. And you can't talk about TNA without talking about AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles. I think he's fantastic. And the fact that, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put it very delicately. AJ Styles did something that Hogan had to do in the 80s, Rock and Austin did in the Attitude Era, Cena did it in '05 and didn't take the company off his back until about 2015. He put a professional wrestling company on his back. Did he carry it to the success that Cena did the WWE, that Hogan, Austin, and Rock did in their eras? Okay, no. But he made it a secondary promotion, and at its very best, TNA may not have been better than WWE, but it delivered just as consistently and put on some elite level matches. told some great stories and was just so much fun to watch. Um, and in 2010, when they got Jeff Hardy, when they had the ECW guys come in, Fortune, Immortal, all this mess happening, AJ really could have won the. AJ was really like the face of the second best wrestling company in North America. Um, and that's not even the only time he's been the face of a company. Like his time in WWE, he was one of the faces of the company. His time in Japan, he was the face of New Japan, and like it is genuinely mind-boggling to me that people don't put more respect on his name. Um, but scrolling down a little bit, talking about his. Actually, I just needed to make sure I got the timeline of debuts right. So now I'm gonna do my categories. So we've covered the longevity. He's wrestled for 28 years. I'm 26, so he's wrestled longer than I've been alive. So longevity's there. Let's talk about in-ring work. I already said it. I think bell to bell, he is the fourth best ever. I do not think there is a name better than AJ outside of Eddie, Angle, and Benoit, who are, in my opinion, the three best ever. I do not think that there is any pro wrestler out there today that bell to bell could outshine AJ in a one-on-one match at AJ's very best. Now I'm sure today, 48-year-old now retired AJ, if you put him out there with a Javon Evans, AJ still ain't going to look out of place, but Javon is going to go crazy, and the high-flying stuff Javon does is going to go mental, and it's going to be really fun. But you can't put today's AJ out there with Will Ospreay and AJ going to be the MVP of the one-on-one match they had. No. But at his best, I don't care who you throw out there with him. If they're not Eddie, Angle, or Benoit, they are not going to outshine AJ. They're just not. So in-ring, on the mic, he is not the upper echelon. Like, he's not Punk, he's not The Rock, he's not Cena, Heyman, Dusty, Ric Flair. He's none of those guys on the mic. But he's not down here with the really bad talkers. Like, he's not down here with a, like, big dog era Roman. He's not down there. He's not Brock on his own. He's probably closer to, like, the third tier of, like, he can be consistently good, but he doesn't have that one promo that stands out in a long list of promos. Like, he doesn't have a pipe bomb, a Hard Times. He doesn't have a, blurring the lines of fiction and reality where he told Roman Reigns, it's called a promo, kid. If you want to be the big dog, you got to learn to do it. He's not he doesn't have this signature catchphrase. But he's also, like I said, far from terrible. Like, he's cut some promos and I'm like, ooh, okay, AJ, let him cook. My apologies. So he's not elite, but he's not at the bottom of the, tier for promos. I'm gonna say, he's not bad on the mic, to put it delicately. He's fine. He's good, but he's not perfect. He's not terrible. On the mic, he's fine. He can tell you the promo that is needed for the story, and then he will let his in-ring action do all the talking whenever y'all get there. I promise. Um, Accolades. Um, like I said, 6-time X Division champion, multi-time TNA World Champion, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, a TNA Legends slash Television slash King of the Mountain Champion, a former TNA Tag Team Champion, a former WWE United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, a former WWE Champion. He has won a world title on every promotion he's been in, except for WCW because WCW went under right after AJ got there. Like, he's got all these accolades that stack up. He's got all the in-ring ability. Literally, if you ask me, the only thing that you could even take away from AJ is his mic work. And even then, his mic work is far from terrible. Like, AJ is not, the GOAT on the mic. He's not even the GOAT in ring. Like I've already said, there are 3 better than him. But he's got, when you lay everything out on the table, his career stacks up with the best of them. Especially when you think of, like I said, he put a company on his back, and that's something that I'm gonna say it. Ric Flair never even did. I don't think Ric Flair ever actually put a company on his back alone. Rock and Austin didn't even put a company on their back alone because they put it on their back together. Like, there are 4 wrestlers that have ever put a company, a pro wrestling company of any sort, on their back, and that is Hulk Hogan in the 80s, that is John Cena in the Ruthless Aggression era, that is Roman Reigns from like 2021 to 2023. Right when Cody got put in the main event is when a little bit of the weight got lifted off. Not all of it, but just a little bit. And then AJ Styles put TNA on his back from, I'm going to say, like 2006 to 2014. So for the 8 of the 12 years he was there, he had the company on his back. That's already a huge boost in your argument because, like, it's like Jordan when he got to the league. He put the NBA on his back. Kobe followed suit. Braun followed suit. Curry followed suit. And they all put the NBA on their back at one point or another. And were a huge reason for any ratings, like, boost. And AJ did that with TNA. He did that with SmackDown for a few months in his feud with Cena for the WWE title. He did that so many different times, and that alone deserves a nod. But then you look at his accolades, you look at what he's capable of bell to bell, you look at his entrance, you look at his longevity, you look at his work ethic. My word, if I could bottle up a work ethic and feed it to people and make people work harder that I feel like are not hitting their full potential because they're not working hard enough, I would take AJ Styles' work ethic and just bottle it up, and I would chug like every bottle I could muster out of it. And I would be such a hard worker because of it. And I love, like, his work ethic is already something that I've respected, but it is even more insane when you think about he realistically went into a company or into a business that has been often referred to as the land of the giants. When you have Hogan's, you have Triple H's, you have Austin's, Rock's, Cena's, you have these yoked individuals, Taker, and then even in TNA you had Samoa Joe, who was not yoked, but he was a big boy. And AJ went into the land of the giants, into an industry where people were there was always gonna be someone so much bigger than him. He worked his butt off and he proved himself and has earned more than respect. He has earned the right to be called phenomenal. Um, like, that, I know I sound redundant when I talk about AJ Styles and when I do these videos, But really, every point I need to hit home could really just be a little 2-minute tangent, and I get out of here in like 8 minutes. But I feel like it needs restating and reiterating and just hammered home. AJ Styles is one of the GOATs, undeniably. And, everyone I've talked about has been a GOAT. And I promise you, I will make a video where after the video, there's going to be someone that I talk about and going to be like, no, they're not really in the GOAT debate. But with AJ Styles, he is. Does he have as much right to be in the GOAT debate as the other 5 people I've discussed? That's where it gets dicey, because like I said, AJ was out here multiple companies before, and AJ probably got to the WWE closer to the end than the beginning. In fact, he definitely did. He got there in 2016. Whereas Taker, Cena, Austin, Jericho, and Edge have all had the majority of their careers, and by far their primes and the best of their careers, in the WWE, under the WWE umbrella. But that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, AJ is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, in the GOAT debate. I don't care if you put him in the top 10, top 20, even top 30. But I feel like he's definitely top 20 to 10 range more than he is outside of the top 20, for sure. But yeah, AJ Styles does go in the GOAT debate. And that's the video. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment who you would like me to do his case for GOAT for next. And just thank you for watching. It means a lot. And unlike John Cena, I can see you, and I will see you very soon.